Why does the clutter keep coming back? You pull open a drawer and it sticks. Because it's packed. The counter looks fine, but it's never actually clear. There's always something sitting out waiting to be dealt with. You reset it, you wipe it down, and somehow you still feel behind. So let's keep this simple. I'm walking you through 10 quick everyday swaps. Things like a 48-hour rule before buying, making your pantry easier to see. Swapping paper towels for reusable cloths and setting up drawers so you can actually find what you need. No big makeover, no perfection, just 10 small changes that make your home feel lighter in real life. Comment start and pick one to try this week. The first thing I'm doing isn't even in the kitchen yet. It's on my phone. I'm opening my cart, looking at the little things I almost bought, and I'm not judging myself. I'm just noticing how quickly clutter starts before anything ever comes home. Here's the simple move. Anything non-essential gets a 48-hour pause because your home can't keep absorbing little fixes without getting heavier. I'll take a screenshot or drop it into a note called 48-hour list, and then I close the app. That's the whole action. This works because most impulse buys are a stress response. You're tired, you want a quick win, you want that feeling of I'm fixing something. Buying gives you a tiny hit of relief. But clutter is basically the physical receipt of that habit. Small purchases piling up into full drawers. So try this the next time you want to buy something that isn't urgent. Tell yourself I can still have it. Just not today. Put it on the list. After 2 days, check back. A lot of the time the craving is gone, and that's money you didn't spend and space you didn't lose. If you still want it, after 48 hours, buy it with a clear head. You'll usually buy fewer things or choose a better version. While I'm here, I'll do a quick scan of recent receipts too, because it's such a clean mirror. You can usually spot your clutter pattern right there. Duplicates small gadgets solutions, and if you like this kind of small shift that changes the whole feel of your day, the next video is all about simple life upgrades to make 2026 feel brighter, so you can follow along and catch it when it drops. Next up, I'm at one pantry shelf, just one. I'm not pulling everything out. I'm not doing an overhaul. I'm choosing 5 ingredients I use constantly, and I'm giving them a home I can actually see. So I'm grabbing 5 clear jars, whatever you have works, and I'm pouring in the basics: rice, oats, flour, sugar, or beans. The goal isn't a pretty pantry. The goal is visibility. Packaging is basically a hiding place. It crinkles, it collapses, it gets shoved behind other things, and then you forget what you have. That's how you end up buying the same thing again. A clear jar turns your pantry into a quick check-in. You'll notice you're low before you run out, and you'll notice you already have enough before you buy more. It sounds small, but it changes how you shop. Here's how to keep it realistic. Don't start with 20 jars. Start with 5. And don't label like it's a craft project. If you need a label, keep it simple. Or skip it for now, you know what these basics are. Also, only do this for what you actually use. The rest doesn't need a jar. Save your effort for the items that are part of your weekly rhythm. In a normal week, this swap saves time too. No wrestling with half-torn bags, no spills, no "do we have this" debate. And now that the pantry is a little more honest, let's handle the everyday mess that keeps showing up on the counter. Now we're going straight to the counter, the place that collects everything. I'm not deep cleaning, I'm doing a quick wipe because the goal is to make cleaning feel easy to repeat. So instead of grabbing paper towels, I'm grabbing small cotton cloths. The size matters. Big rags are annoying, tiny cloths are easy. You can wipe, rinse, squeeze, and keep going without it feeling like a whole production. Here's what makes this swap actually work: a dedicated dirty cloth basket. I'm putting it in the easiest spot under the sink in the laundry room, wherever your hands naturally go. Because the real clutter isn't the cloths. It's the question, where do I put this now? When there's no clear answer, it lands on the counter. Then you've created a new mess. So try this setup: one small basket, and give yourself permission to toss the cloth in and move on. No folding, no perfect routine. just a place it goes. That one decision removes a surprising amount of daily friction.
Paper towels still have a place for grease pet messes, anything you truly don't want to wash, but they don't need to be your default for every tiny wipe. You'll notice something emotional too. Cleaning stops feeling like you're starting a whole task. It becomes one small motion you can actually keep up with. That swap handles the wiping side of everyday mess. Now let's zoom out for a minute, because the next clutter trigger isn't cleaning, it's accumulation. And that's exactly what we're tackling next. Now for the rule that keeps your house from refilling itself one in, one out. I'm holding one newish item, maybe it's a gadget, a bottle, a kitchen tool, and I'm not asking, where can I fit this? I'm asking, what's leaving, because this is here. So I'm grabbing a donate bag and keeping it visible, not tucked away in the garage. Visible. Because this rule only works when it's easy. If the donate bag is hard to access, you'll postpone it, and postponed turns into permanent. Here's why this is so powerful. It turns decluttering into a maintenance habit instead of an emergency project. Most homes don't get overwhelmed in one day, they get overwhelmed in tiny increments. One extra thing on sale, one backup you didn't need, one this might be useful. Those tiny choices add up. Try it with something simple. A new water bottle comes in, an older one goes. A new spatula comes in, the cracked one leaves. A new skincare product comes in, the half-used one you don't like goes in the trash. The goal is not zero clutter. The goal is keeping the volume stable. You can apply this to free stuff too. Samples, freebies, hand-me-downs. Free is still a cost if it takes your space and attention. And the best part is how it feels. You stop bracing for the next big declutter. You start trusting that your home won't get out of control again. Next up, we're going to zoom into the kitchen cabinet, because one category quietly eats space faster than almost anything one-purpose gadgets. I'm opening that one cabinet where gadgets disappear, the tools you thought would make life easier, but now you mostly move around to reach what you actually use. Here's the truth in a functional kitchen. Every tool has to earn its place. Not emotionally, practically. Because every extra item creates friction, more to store more, to clean more, to dig through. So I'm pulling out one or two gadgets that are clearly maybe someday items, and I'm asking two questions fast. First, do I use this in a normal week? Not a fantasy week, a normal week. Second, can something I already own do the same job? A good pot can cook rice, a knife can do a lot of what single-purpose tools claim to do. The mistake most of us make is thinking the tool will create the habit, like the rice cooker will make you cook more, or the apple corer will make snacks easier. But on a tired day, the easiest tool is the one you can grab, use, and clean without thinking. If the gadget takes effort, it won't get used, and then it becomes clutter. So you can try this. Keep your multi-purpose heroes within reach and make one-purpose tools prove themselves. If something hasn't been used in months, it doesn't belong in prime real estate. Move it out or let it go. And you'll feel the difference quickly. The cabinet gets easier to use, the kitchen feels less crowded, and you stop feeling annoyed before you even start cooking. Now that we've cleared some space, the next step is making the everyday, finding things problem disappear, starting with drawers. Now we're back at the sink, and I'm doing a small swap that changes how clean the whole kitchen feels. I'm skipping the sponge and switching to washable scrub pads, the kind you can actually refresh. Here's the simple routine. I keep 3 to 5 pads. One is in use, the rest are ready to rotate in. Every 2 or 3 days, the used one goes straight into the laundry, and I grab a clean one. No special disinfecting project, just a quick reset. This matters more than it sounds, because a sponge that smells off can make the whole kitchen feel dirty, even after you wipe everything down. And it's also one of those things people keep rebuying, which turns into extra clutter under the sink. If you want to try this without overthinking it, start with 3. Keep the clean backups somewhere obvious, right next to the dish soap so you actually use them. And give the used one a clear next step, wash it or toss it. Don't let it become a later item sitting on the edge of the sink. All right, sink is handled. Now let's fix the spot that quietly makes the whole day feel harder, the drawer where everything gets dumped. I'm pulling open the drawer that used to feel like a black hole, the one where you shove things in, then spend 30 seconds digging and getting irritated before you even start. It's not that you're messy, it's that the drawer has no rules, so everything fights for the same space. Here's what I'm doing. I'm taking things out just enough to see what's actually in here, then I'm putting back only what belongs. And instead of buying dividers, I'm using what I already have: an old tray, a small box, a random container that's been sitting empty. Anything that creates a boundary works, because a boundary is what stops a drawer from turning into a pile. The goal isn't a perfect layout. The goal is I can find it without thinking. So I'm placing the things I use daily in the most visible spots, front and center. You don't organize for the way you wish you lived. You organize for the way you actually move through the day, especially on a busy weekday. Try this: put the top 5 most used items where your hand naturally reaches first. Then group the sometimes items behind them or in a smaller section on the side. When the front of a drawer is packed with rarely used stuff, your daily items end up on the counter instead, and that's how the mess creeps back, even after you cleaned. Clutter often isn't about volume, it's about friction. The harder it is to put something away, the more likely it will live out on a surface. Reduce the friction and the daily mess drops fast without you needing more willpower. And once this drawer starts working, the next thing that makes everything feel calm is simple labels, so no one has to ask you where things are. Now for the most underrated swap in the whole list: labeling without turning it into a project. I'm not pulling out a label maker, and I'm not trying to make the pantry look like a store. I'm grabbing plain labels and a marker. I'm doing this for one reason: clarity. Labels aren't for aesthetics. They're for making your home easier to live in. Because the moment people don't know where something goes, it becomes counter clutter. It gets set down for now, and then it stays there. So I'm labeling a few high-impact spots: holiday decor bins, a pantry bin, maybe one closet box. Just enough that anyone in the house can help without needing instructions. Go grab the fall decor, find the extra batteries, put this in the donate bag. Labels turn your home into a shared system instead of a system only you can run. If handwriting feels stressful, keep it simple. Big letters, 1 or 2 words. Or use pre-made labels. The point is speed and function, not perfection.
And this helps mentally too. When you're constantly answering tiny questions: where does this go? Which box is it in? Do we already have this? You get tired. Labels quietly remove those questions. Less thinking, less searching, less irritation. And speaking of less searching, let's take this out of the house for a second. Because one clutter zone follows you everywhere your bag. Now we're switching gears completely, because clutter isn't only on countertops, it's also in what you carry around all day. I'm emptying my handbag onto a surface and doing a quick, honest check. What do I actually use, and what am I just hauling just in case? Here's the swap: a just enough bag with dividers. Not a giant open pit where everything disappears. A bag that fits essentials and creates a natural limit. Because a big bag doesn't just hold more, it invites more. Receipts, random lip balms, loose meds, extra chargers, old snacks. And then every time you need one thing, you're digging and getting annoyed. So I'm keeping only the true essentials in the divided sections: wallet, keys, phone, one lip product, maybe a small medication. Everything else goes back to its home or goes in the trash. And here's the trick that keeps this realistic: I keep a tote bag for long days. That's where a water bottle goes, anything I buy goes, a snack goes.
The tote holds the extras and the purse stays calm. Try this: choose one bag to be your everyday default and let it be the limit. If something doesn't fit, it's not a problem. It's information. It means you're carrying too much. And the relief is immediate. You feel less scattered. You stop starting errands with a mini scavenger hunt. Now for the last swap, we're going after a sneaky kind of clutter that hides in closets and bins, special occasion stuff. And finally, let's talk about clutter that doesn't show up every day, but still takes up a ton of space. Special occasion supplies. Wrapping paper is a perfect example. It feels small until it becomes a whole bin you have to store. So here's the swap. I'm keeping 1 or 2 neutral wrapping papers that work for everything. Birthday, baby shower, graduation, neutral doesn't mean boring. It means you stop buying new paper every time the season changes. I'm pulling out the stash and making it simple. Anything ripped too specific or never used goes. Then I'm choosing the 1 or 2 that feel flexible and actually get grabbed. The best part is how it changes the experience. You don't have to hunt and you don't have to think. You just wrap the gift and move on. You can try this in an even smaller way. Pick one category of special occasion clutter and cut it in half. Gift wrap party supplies, seasonal decor, choose one. The goal isn't to become a minimalist overnight. The goal is to stop storing decisions. And when those someday piles shrink, your home starts to feel calmer, in a quiet, steady way, less to store, less to sort, less to manage. Now that we've done these swaps, let's bring it home with the one thing that makes them stick, so the clutter doesn't creep right back in. Looking at this space now, it's not that everything is perfect, it's that it finally feels easier to live in. The drawer opens without a fight. The counter has room to breathe. The sink feels reset instead of always halfway done. And that little shift does something bigger than it should. You stop feeling like you're constantly behind in your own home. So don't try to do all 10. Pick one tiny spot, one annoying drawer, one pantry shelf, or that one counter corner that keeps collecting stuff. Set a 10-minute timer, choose one swap, and finish just that area all the way. That's enough to show your brain that change can be simple and it can stick. And if you want, tell me which spot you're starting with, kitchen drawer, pantry shelf, or your bag, so I can cheer you on in the comments. You're not behind. You're just ready for your home to feel lighter, one small swap at a time.